Hey Cancer, welcome back. I need to talk to you about something that just came up in your reading, and honestly, this energy is pretty intense. Grab your coffee or tea because we need to unpack what is actually happening around you right now. So I just pulled cards for you, and the first thing I want to say is that someone has their eyes on you, like really watching your every move. And before you think this is just some random energy, let me tell you, this is connected to your past in a way that might surprise you. There is protective energy here, but there is also some sneaky business happening in the background that you need to be aware of. Let me start pulling these cards, and we will see exactly what the universe wants you to know right now, okay? The first card I pulled for you, Cancer, is the Ten of Swords. Now I know this card looks absolutely brutal when you first see it, right? 10 swords in the back, someone lying face down. It looks like total betrayal and endings. But here is what is actually happening in your situation. This card is telling me that you already went through something that felt like a complete backstab. Something or someone absolutely blindsided you, and it probably felt like the worst thing that could happen. What I find really interesting here is that this card is showing up first, because it is setting the stage for everything else. Someone who was part of that painful ending, someone who maybe was involved in that betrayal, or at least witnessed what happened to you, they are now aware of something. They see things differently now. The Ten of Swords represents that cycle of pain that had to complete itself, and now that it has, there is a new awareness that has emerged from it. Here is what I am picking up specifically for you, Cancer. That painful situation you went through, whether it was a relationship ending, a friendship betrayal, someone talking behind your back, or maybe even a professional situation where you felt completely thrown under the bus, that situation taught someone a lesson. Not just you, but someone else involved learned something crucial from seeing what happened to you or from being part of it. And what I am seeing is that someone from that situation, possibly an ex or someone who was around during that time, they are looking back at that Ten of Swords moment, and they are seeing it with completely new eyes. They are understanding now what they did not understand then. They are recognizing patterns, recognizing toxicity, recognizing that what happened to you could have been prevented or should have been handled differently. But Cancer, here is where it gets interesting and a little bit concerning. This person is not just reflecting on the past for their own growth. They are actively watching you now because they are aware of something that you might not be fully aware of yet. The Ten of Swords here is also a warning card, telling you that there was a cycle of betrayal and pain, and someone who knows about that cycle is seeing signs that it might try to repeat itself in your life. The energy here is complex because this person who is watching you, they carry guilt or regret about what happened. The Ten of Swords is making them hyper-aware of betrayal patterns, and they are seeing something forming around you that reminds them of what happened before. Whether they were the one who hurt you or they witnessed someone else hurt you, they have learned what those red flags look like, and they are spotting them in your current situation. Let me pull the next card because I need to see who this person is and what their intentions actually are. The Ace of Wands just came out, and okay, this is telling me so much about who this person is. The Ace of Wands represents new beginnings, passion, inspiration, and raw creative energy. This is someone who has fire in them, someone who is action-oriented and does not sit around waiting for things to happen. When I connect this with the Ten of Swords, I am seeing that this person has gone through a massive transformation. They took that painful ending and they used it as fuel to completely restart their life. The Ace of Wands is telling me this person has been working on themselves. They have been focusing on their own growth, their own passions, maybe starting new projects, getting into better shape, working on their career, or diving deep into personal development. This is not someone who is stuck in the past crying over what happened. No, they took that Ten of Swords energy and they alchemized it into something new. Now here is what is interesting, Cancer. The Ace of Wands person is usually someone who moves forward, right? They are not the type to look back or dwell on the past. But they are watching you, which tells me that their protective instinct has been triggered. The Ace of Wands energy is passionate, and when this energy decides to protect someone, it does so with intensity. This person sees you as someone worth protecting, someone they do not want to see go through another Ten of Swords situation. What I am picking up is that this person might be an ex, or someone who had romantic feelings for you at some point. The Ace of Wands carries that spark, that attraction, that chemistry. Even if they are not trying to get back together with you, that fire connection is still there energetically. They care about what happens to you, and because they have been on their own journey of transformation and growth, they have developed better instincts about people and situations. The Ace of Wands is also telling me this person is being somewhat strategic. They are not rushing in. They are not making big dramatic gestures. They are not confronting you directly about their concerns. Instead, they are observing. They are in that beginning phase represented by the Ace, where they are gathering information and trying to figure out the best way to act on what they are seeing. I also want you to know, Cancer, that the Ace of Wands here suggests this person has pure intentions, at least on the surface. Aces are about that raw, uncorrupted energy. This is not someone with twisted motives or dark intentions toward you. Their watching comes from a place of genuine concern. However, and this is important, just because someone has good intentions does not mean their actions are what is best for you. Let me see what this person is actually seeing when they watch you. What are they concerned about? The Hierophant just showed up, and wow, this adds a whole new layer. The Hierophant is about tradition, conventional wisdom, established systems, and sometimes about staying within certain boundaries or following certain rules. When I see this card in context with everything else, I am getting that this person who is watching you sees you, potentially getting involved with someone or something that looks good on paper but might have some serious issues beneath the surface. The Hierophant can represent someone who presents themselves as having it all together, someone who seems respectable, who maybe holds a certain position or status, who knows how to play by the rules and look good in front of others. This is the person who seems like the perfect catch, the one who everyone approves of, the one who seems stable and reliable. But here is what your protective ex or friend is picking up on. They are seeing that this Hierophant energy in your life might not be as authentic as it appears. Cancer, you know how you can tell when someone is playing a role versus actually being themselves. The Hierophant can sometimes represent people who have mastered the art of appearing one way publicly while being completely different privately. This is the person who is charming to your family, respectful to your friends, says all the right things, presents themselves as having serious intentions, but behind closed doors the energy is different. What I am getting is that the person watching you has seen this pattern before. They either were this person themselves in the past, or they watched someone else pull this same routine, maybe even on you previously. The Hierophant energy knows how to manipulate through appearing proper and appropriate. It knows how to gain trust by following all the expected protocols. The Hierophant here is also telling me about control disguised as guidance. This could be someone in your life right now who positions themselves as knowing what is best for you, who tries to influence your decisions by using logic and conventional wisdom, who maybe even uses your own values or beliefs to steer you in certain directions. On the surface, it looks like they care about you and want to help you make good choices, but underneath there is an agenda. Here is what makes this tricky, Cancer. The Hierophant is not obviously toxic like some other cards. This is not someone creating chaos or drama. This is not someone who is overtly manipulative. No, the Hierophant operates within acceptable boundaries, which makes it harder to see what is really going on. Let me pull another card to see what this protective person knows that you do not know. Yet, Four of Swords just came through, and this is really validating what I have been picking up. The Four of Swords is about rest, recovery, contemplation, and sometimes about someone who is lying low or taking a strategic pause. In this context, this card is showing me that there is information being kept quiet. There is someone in a period of strategic stillness, and there is a need for you to step back. What I find fascinating here, Cancer, is that the Four of Swords suggests that your protective observer is not the only one being quiet and watchful. There is someone else, likely this Hierophant person we just talked about, who is also in a mode of strategic patience. The Four of Swords can represent someone who is carefully planning their next moves, someone who is being very deliberate about how they present themselves and what they reveal. Here is what I am picking up. That person in your life who seems so calm, so stable, so measured in their approach, they are in Four of Swords mode. They are not rushing anything. They are not pushing too hard. They are being patient and methodical. And while this can seem like a green flag, like they are being respectful of your pace and your boundaries, your protective observer is seeing this differently. They know that the Four of Swords can also represent someone who is biding their time, who is waiting for the perfect moment to make their real move. The Four of Swords is interesting because it is one of the few cards that shows someone lying down with swords above them, almost like they are in a state of preparation or meditation before battle. This is not someone who has given up on their agenda. This is someone who is conserving energy and planning strategy. I am also getting that the Four of Swords is a message for you directly. You need to take some time in stillness and really think about what has been happening. The Four of Swords appears when we need to stop moving forward blindly and actually use our mental clarity to assess situations properly. Your protective observer wants you to pause and really look at what is developing. But they also know that telling you directly might make you defensive or might not be their place anymore. The Four of Swords also represents recuperation from the Ten of Swords energy we saw at the beginning. You have been healing from that past betrayal, and part of that healing involved taking time away from drama and intensity. But now, as you emerge from that recovery period, you are vulnerable in a specific way. You are open to connection again, you are ready to trust again, and that openness is exactly when people with agendas can slip in. What I am also seeing with the Four of Swords is that there might be information that is not being shared openly. This card can represent secrets, hidden knowledge, or things that are being deliberately kept quiet. Your protective person might know something specific that they have not told you yet. They might be waiting to gather more evidence before they say anything, because they know you need concrete proof, not just their suspicions. Let me see what happens next. What is the plan that is being formed? Strength just came out reversed, and okay, Cancer, this is where things get real. When strength shows up reversed, it is telling us about manipulation through appearing gentle, about false patience, about someone who seems controlled and calm, but actually has issues with power and dominance. This is confirming what I have been feeling about the situation. In the upright position, strength is about true inner power, about handling challenges with grace and genuine compassion, about having self-control that comes from self-awareness. But reversed, strength represents the opposite. This is someone who presents themselves as patient and gentle, but actually has control issues. This is the person who seems so calm and understanding on the surface, but who subtly manipulates situations to go their way. What your protective observer is seeing, Cancer, is that this person in your life, this Hierophant energy who is in Four of Swords strategic mode, they are not showing their real nature yet. The reversed strength is telling me they have anger issues, control issues, or power dynamics that they are very good at hiding. They know how to present the tamed lion version of themselves, the civilized and evolved version, but your ex or protective friend has seen glimpses of what is underneath. Here is what makes this particularly concerning. Reverse strength often shows up around people who have mastered the art of making you doubt your own perceptions. They are so good at staying calm when you express concerns that you end up feeling like you are the one overreacting. They never yell, they never lose their cool in obvious ways, but somehow you end up feeling small or wrong or too sensitive. That is reversed strength energy in action. I am getting that the sneaky plan your protective person is worried about involves this reversed strength individual getting closer to you while showing only their best face. They are being patient, they are being accommodating, they are saying all the right things, but it is a performance. Once they feel secure in their position with you, once you have let your guard down completely, that is when the real dynamic will emerge. Your ex or protective friend has either been this person themselves in a past version of themselves, or they have watched this pattern with you or someone else before. They know the signs. They know what reversed strength looks like in the beginning stages. They know that the biggest red flag is sometimes how perfectly someone seems to handle everything, how they never seem to have a bad day, how they always seem so in control. The manipulation here is so subtle, Cancer. It is not about obvious lies or dramatic betrayals. It is about someone slowly positioning themselves as the authority in your life, as the one who knows best, as the stable force you can depend on, and then using that position to influence your choices and limit your freedom. Let me pull the final card to see what you need to know about all of this and what is actually going to happen. Queen of Pentacles came through, and this is really interesting. As the final card, Cancer, the Queen of Pentacles represents nurturing energy, practical wisdom, abundance, and someone who creates stability and security. In the positive, this is someone who genuinely cares and provides real support. But in the context of everything else we have seen, I need to tell you what I am really picking up here. The Queen of Pentacles is showing me that this whole situation revolves around security and stability. Cancer, you are a sign that deeply values emotional security and having a stable foundation. You want to build something real, something lasting. And someone knows this about you. The Queen of Pentacles energy is being used as a lure. What I mean is this. That person who is moving toward you, that Hierophant with reversed strength tendencies, who is in strategic Four of Swords mode, they are presenting themselves as the Queen of Pentacles energy you crave. They are showing you stability. They are offering practical support. They are creating an environment that feels secure and abundant. They know how to appeal to your Cancer nature by providing that cozy, grounded, reliable energy that makes you feel safe. But here is what your protective observer sees that you might not see yet. This Queen of Pentacles energy is a costume, not their true nature. They have studied you. They understand what you respond to. And they are giving you exactly that. However, Cancer, there is another way to read this Queen of Pentacles, and I think this might actually be the more accurate interpretation. This card might represent you. You are the Queen of Pentacles. You are the one who has been building your security, working on your stability, creating abundance in your life. And both of these people, your protective ex and this new person, they both see you as valuable. Your protective person is watching because they know your worth, and they do not want to see someone take advantage of your generous, nurturing nature. The Queen of Pentacles gives and provides and supports, and people with reversed strength energy love to find Queen of Pentacles individuals because they know they can take and take while appearing to appreciate it. The Queen of Pentacles is also telling me that this situation is going to be resolved through practical wisdom and grounded observation. You do not need to make dramatic moves or have big confrontations. What you need to do is what the Queen of Pentacles does best, which is to pay attention to tangible reality. Watch what people do, not what they say. Notice who actually shows up consistently versus who performs showing up. Your protective person, whether they were right for you as a partner or not, they do see something real here. The Queen of Pentacles confirms that their concern comes from a genuine place. They might not express it perfectly, they might not have the right to be as involved as they are being, but their instinct that something is off is probably accurate. What I am seeing play out here, Cancer, is that you are going to have to choose between what looks good and what is good. The Hierophant person looks good, they present well, they seem like exactly what you need. But your protective observer, who might be messy or might have their own issues, they are seeing past the presentation to the reality. I also want you to know that the Queen of Pentacles appearing at the end tells me you are going to be okay regardless. You have the resources, the strength, the wisdom to... The sneaky plan that is concerning your protective person is basically this. Someone is trying to position themselves in your life as your perfect match, your stable partner, your secure foundation. They are being patient and strategic about it. They are saying the right things and doing the right things in the beginning. But your ex or protective friend knows this person's type, has seen their patterns, or has actually gotten information about them that concerns them. What you need to do, Cancer, is trust your own Queen of Pentacles wisdom. Do not rush into anything just because it looks secure on the surface. Take your time. Watch for consistency over time, not just good behavior in the beginning. Pay attention to how someone treats other people, not just how they treat you. Notice if someone gets defensive when you have boundaries or if they respect them easily. Your protective person may or may not ever tell you directly what they see. The Four of Swords suggests they are still deciding how to handle it. But you knowing that someone is watching with concern should be enough to make you more observant yourself. You do not need them to protect you. You need to protect yourself by being the wise Queen of Pentacles who sees reality clearly and makes decisions based on what is actually happening, not on what you hope is happening. So Cancer, that is what